on today is the Silver Bonito, operated by Wood Silver Fleet. There are toilets located downstairs, situated at the back of the boat, near where you entered. For the comfort of all our guests, we ask that you refrain from smoking on this cruise. If you have a mobile phone, please switch it to silent now. Before we depart, please listen carefully to the following short safety announcement. This boat is licensed to carry 249 passengers. We maintain constant contact with Thames Navigation Service and the River Police at all times. This boat is fully equipped with a full complement of life jackets and life rafts. The life jackets are stowed underneath the fixed seating in the lower level and in the locker on the upper deck, clearly marked with green signs. All exits are clearly marked. From the lower saloon, there are doors at both sides of the vessel, or you can exit through the sliding windows. The upper deck is easily accessible by steps either side of the lobby. In the unlikely event of an emergency, the captain will give you full instructions. For your own safety, and in particular for any young children on board, please remain seated as much as possible.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the Silver Bonito. My name is Mark, and I will be your guide for the duration of this cruise, and I am stood behind you if you are on the upper deck. Now, I will repeat one of the things that it said in the safety announcement, and that is, if you are on the upper deck, do please remain seated. There is a good reason for that. The captain needs to see where we are going, and if people stand up, you obstruct his view, which might result in a collision with another boat or a bridge, and we certainly don't want that. So do please remain seated. Now, there is one other rule on board, and that is when we go under a bridge, we wave at people on the bridge. It's the only place in London where you can wave at a stranger and get a polite response. You do it on the tube and see what happens. So there we are, polite waves back, that's what we like. Right, I'll briefly introduce our crew. On board we have our Captain Dave, he is driving the boat. We also have our Captain Charlie, we have my friend Elliot, and downstairs behind the bar we have Chris, and the bar will be closing when we get to Tower Bridge. So that's worth bearing in mind. It will be open on our way down to Tower Bridge, but on our way back it will be closed. So if you do want to buy something, make sure you do so before we get to Tower Bridge. Now on our right hand side, this is the Palace of Westminster, the home of the British government. The building is often referred to as the Houses of Parliament because that is what it contains. There are two Houses of Parliament, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The House of Commons consists of 650 elected members of Parliament. The House of Lords consists of hereditary or appointed peers. And basically the way that it works is private members' bill will be proposed in the House of Commons. The members of Parliament will vote on it. If they vote in favour, it goes on to the House of Lords, who also have the chance to vote on it. If they also vote in favour, it receives royal assent from Her Majesty the Queen and becomes an Act of Parliament and passes into law. The House of Lords can vote against something that's been passed by the House of Commons, and if they do, the House of Commons will have the opportunity to amend the bill in the hope that it will be passed in its amended form. Now, it's been a busy week in Parliament, or should I say a busy 2 weeks, as I'm sure you're aware if you've seen the news in this country, with the resignation of Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, and the process of electing the next Prime Minister, down to just 2 candidates now from the original 11. Now we are turning, ready to go downstream towards Tower Bridge. In front of us, this is St Thomas's Hospital, one of London's famous hospitals, where the nurse Florence Nightingale set up the Nightingale Training School for nurses. She became well known for her work in the hospital camps of the Crimean War. And now we're going to head back through Westminster Bridge. And on our left you've got a good view of, well, you haven't got a good view of Big Ben, because Big Ben is the bell inside the tower. It is not the name of the tower itself. Big Ben weighs 13.7 tonnes and chimes the number of hours. It takes its name from Sir Benjamin Hall, who was the commissioner of works. The tower is simply the Elizabeth Tower, and it's only been that for the last 10 years. Before then it was just the Clock Tower. It stands 316 feet tall. Now we're heading back through Westminster Bridge, which was designed by Thomas Page and completed in 1862. Made of 10 ironworks in the East End. On our right hand side, this is County Hall. It was the home of London's local government until the abolition of the Greater London Council in 1986. Nowadays it's the home of the Sea Life Aquarium, it is the home of the Shrek Adventure, and it is the home of the London Dungeons. The London Dungeons are run by a skeleton staff. Now we can see the lastminute.com London Eye on our right hand side. 443 feet or 135 metres tall. Each of those capsules has up to 28 people, and there are 32 capsules altogether. It will take you half an hour for a complete rotation, and on a clear day you can see up to 25 miles or 40 kilometres from the top. You can get married on the London Eye.
Yeah.
As you reach the top you make your vows, and after that it's all downhill. Now coming up on our right hand side, if you look in the middle of the trees you can see this pink bus. This is where you can come for a good smog. What's he saying? A smog is a frozen yoghurt. Now we come up to Golden Jubilee bridges. 20 years ago the Queen celebrated the Golden Jubilee, 2002, and that's when these bridges were built. Let's wave at people on the bridges.
Yeah.